This is Nationals Park. Inside is the Terra Club. It's a private lounge full of politicians and bankers. In the corner, a Korean man is sitting in a black hoodie. This man has just signed a $40 million deal to sponsor the home team. His nickname? The King of the Lunatics. 2 blocks away, a college student is booking flights home. He scrolls past Apple and Google Pay at checkout. Instead, the kid taps UST and pays with crypto. 5,000 miles away in Montenegro, Interpol agents are putting together a case. The target has been on the run for nearly a year, but the hunt is almost over. They know that tomorrow, he's on a flight to Dubai. This is the rise and fall of Do Kwon, the man who built a $40 billion religion around a cryptocurrency that collapsed in a week.
In 1 week, Terra.
UST, one of the most popular US dollar-pegged stablecoin projects, totally collapsed.
We tried to build the best currency in the world, and it just didn't work.
In January 2025, he was on trial for his role in the crash and pleaded not guilty. But in August, he did a U-turn.
Pleaded guilty in the United States to 2 fraud charges.
How did he convince millions to believe in his product? And what were the lies that brought it all down?
It's a cycle of life. You begin from nothing and go back to nothing.
Before we go any further, you need to understand what Do Kwon promised everyday investors. This is Chad. He's in corporate making 80K. He's just been denied a mortgage. Chad's been looking into crypto as a way to earn more, but he's skeptical. The news is full of meme coins. An image of a clock just sold for $52 million. But one night, scrolling Twitter, Chad sees something less crazy. It's a thread from Do Kwon. Banks lend your money to make profits. This is the system keeping you poor. Terra changes that. The thread explains how it works. 2 tokens, UST, a stablecoin, and Luna, a volatile one. The price of Luna adjusts to keep UST stable. No banks, no government. Chad skips ahead. All he wants to know is, can you actually use this? He goes onto Reddit to find the answer. Turns out you can use UST to buy food, Apple shares, and even book flights. He sees that the private lounge inside National Stadium was renamed the Terra Club. Chad knows he should be nervous. This is his entire savings, but he pulls the trigger and transfers $100,000 into UST. His worries don't last long. By the end of the month, he's up 20%. A few more and he can finally afford that house. But here's the thing, Chad wasn't alone. From 2021 to 2022, the amount invested in UST grew to $18 billion. Millions had bought into Do Kwon's promise. A stable cryptocurrency you could actually use, free from banks and government control. So now you understand what made Terra so appealing. But a vision alone doesn't get millions of people to go all in. What you're about to see are the tactics Do Kwon used to turn Terra into a must-have for people like Chad. These are the same tactics Steve Jobs used at Apple, Elon Musk at Tesla, and Brian Chesky at Airbnb. The difference? Their products actually worked. This is how Do Kwon built a religion around his product. His playbook was made up of 4 tactics. First, he sold a story. Banks and governments were the enemy, and the hero could be anyone if you bought UST. Do Kwon proved it. People were using UST to buy groceries in Korea on an app called Chai.
Our daily active user numbers today currently stand at around 58,000 users.
In America, they were using it to trade stocks 24/7. This narrative helped Terra raise $200 million in venture capital. Next, Do Kwon gave his followers an identity, Lunatics, and he showed them how to act, naming his daughter Luna.
Yeah, we're not going to change her name or anything like that. I think it's an important part of our family's history.
Mocking critics in public, enjoy being poor.
So either you shut the and buy some Luna, or keep tweeting and stay.
Even betting one critic $11 million that Terra would keep growing. Believers felt superior. Skeptics looked small. Eventually, the Lunatics did all of this for him. The next step was to reward his followers. In March 2021, he offered 20% returns to anyone who held UST, 40 times what you could earn in a savings account. People asked, how is this possible? His answer, it's like dividends. As long as Terra grows, everyone wins. Once people had a stake, they became evangelists. And soon, they were needed. In May 2021, Terra faced its first real test. UST became volatile. Critics said it would collapse, but the system stabilized itself. Do Kwon called it a triumph of decentralization. Lunatics spread the story everywhere. To them, it proved the system worked and their 20% was safe. Finally, Do Kwon built social proof. In April 2022, he raised money and bought $3.5 billion of Bitcoin. The message? UST is backed by mainstream crypto.
need neutral reserves that can build user confidence in UST. And we felt like that asset was Bitcoin.
But the most powerful validation came from Wall Street and the MLB. Mike Novogratz tweeted a viral photo of his Terra tattoo. The Nationals announced a $40 million sponsorship. Every high-profile endorsement made doubters think, what am I missing? By May 1st, 2022, the four tactics had worked. Millions of people held UST and Luna, not because they fully understood how it worked, but because Do Kwon had created a sense of FOMO and social pressure. If you spoke out, you either looked dumb or against the future of money. But here's what Jobs, Musk, and Chesky understood that Do Kwon didn't. You can create a connection, build empathy, and scale a narrative quickly. But eventually, the fundamentals catch up, so the product better work. But Terra's didn't. In less than 1 week, it all came crashing down. It's 6 p.m. in a small, crowded airport terminal. Do Kwon hears his boarding call to Dubai. He closes his laptop and walks toward the gate. Behind him, two plainclothes officers get up and follow him. Right as Do Kwon reaches for his boarding pass, the Interpol agents detain him. Do Kwon is on the floor in handcuffs. His fake passport skids across the tiles. The question is, why is he being arrested? On the 9th of May 2022, both UST and Luna collapsed. Investors panicked, and there was a massive sell-off. Terra's market cap fell from $40 billion to zero.
Terra Luna just crashed in 5 days from $90, 99% down to 72 cents.
As investigators dug in, they found something far worse than a failed cryptocurrency, a web of lies. And one by one, the SEC and DOJ exposed them. Lie number one, some of the use cases weren't real. Remember the Korean payment app called Chai? The data was faked by Do Kwon. And the 24/7 stock market? Bots made it look like people were trading. Lie number two, demand wasn't organic. Remember those returns Do Kwon compared to dividends? Investigators found Terra was paying for those 20% returns with runway, not revenue. It was subsidized growth just to get more people holding UST. Lie number three, Do Kwon potentially stole from the Bitcoin reserve. After the crash, most of it disappeared. Investigators still can't trace where it ended up. Lie number four, he knew the two-token system would fail. It turns out Do Kwon had tried this exact stablecoin design before under the alias Rick Sanchez, but that project collapsed in under 2 months. Yet he still built and scaled Terra anyway. Lie number five, when UST went volatile in 2021, the system didn't fix itself, like Do Kwon said. Instead, he made it look like it did, secretly paying a trading firm $100 million to buy UST. It wasn't self-stabilizing, and it wasn't decentralized. So when investigators pieced it all together, Do Kwon's story fell apart. The Lunatics quickly turned their backs. Terra subreddits went from worshipping Do Kwon to hating him. That's why in August 2025, Do Kwon changed his mind. He pled guilty to fraud and conspiracy.
He admitted to misleading investors and committing fraud while leading Terraform Labs.
On December 11, he was sentenced to 15 years in prison. And Chad, who was up 20%, already planning for that house, never got his money back.
If there was a tiger that had been starved for a week and the tiger happens to kill a member of your family and eats it, can you really blame the animal?